Hi everyone. We are back, episode 5 of Dante's Butte. We're past our halfway mark. Nick is not joining us today. He's a little bit under the weather, does not wish to be perceived, and you know what? We get that. If he's in chat at any point today, thanks, honey. But we're here. We're queer. We're playing some Monster of the Week. I'm gonna get us started here. Hi, I'm Val. I'm your storyteller, and we're gonna go around the room, and I'm still exhausted from this weekend, and have everyone introduce themselves and their characters and answer. It is no longer spooky season, so however, turkey season is around the corner stateside, and one, fuck Christopher Columbus, but two, it's the best foods are in the fall. So I would like to know what is your characters and yours favorite fall holiday food, your comfort food, the thing that you must have at Thanksgiving. Mine is cornbread dressing, not stuffing. It's always cornbread dressing. So we're going to start with Elle. Elle, you're first.
Hayden's is cornbread. Hands down. He's a miner at heart. Just pan-made cracked bread is his. Mine is mac and cheese because the skin color means I was taught the mac and cheese of my ancestors.
Yep.
Which is 20 pounds and delicious.
And you bake that shit.
You bake it, you cube it. You don't use the shredded cheese. We don't do that in this house. Heavy cream, sour cream, and seasoning. So much seasoning hurts.
Have you ever done, instead of sour cream, plain Greek yogurt?
No, I haven't done that one yet. My partner doesn't like Greek yogurt for some reason.
For me, sour cream and plain Greek yogurt taste the exact same, except there's a higher fat content in Greek yogurt, so that's why I usually go for it. Yeah.
All right.
Celeste.
Oh, this is going to turn into a mac and cheese discussion because, mac and cheese is my whole life. I don't, I'll be honest, I love the actual box mac and cheese. I go hard on the blue box, but, some good baked mac and cheese, I like to put a little cream cheese in my cheese mix.
Oh, yeah.
I think it makes it nice and creamy. It's real good. That's mine. Anna, oh, God, No, Anna likes the green bean casserole. Anna likes a good green bean casserole. And the green beans have to be, yeah.
I like green bean casserole.
Anna is Anna is 100% white. You cream of mushroom soup with just a little bit of and the onion straight. Yeah, she's all over the green bean casserole for sure. But I'm a mac and cheese guy. I always will be. I cannot deny. However, I have recently discovered a hot spot. Hot, sweet. Cranberry sauce is what I was going to say. I'm going to end this now before I put further in my mouth.
Food.
I will have to just interject here and talk about how I stand cream of mushroom soup in cooking.
Oh yeah, no, it's delicious.
For everything. It's man.
I got 4 cans last time I was at the dollar store. Yeah. I'll just eat that stuff as is.
I mean, I don't. I cook with it. In my cornbread dressing, I do put a can of cream of mushroom in it. Anyway.
They sell umami seasoning stateside now. So.
Ooh, nice.
Right. Oh, hi. So for Fiero is going to choose what is my new favorite, which is green chili mac and cheese, which is a whole bunch of Colby and Monterey Jack and cheddar with green chilies in it. And I'm not talking just your little diced green chilies a little bit. No, I'm talking strips of the patch green chilies that have been fire roasted and then cheddar on top and then baked within an inch of its life. And it is So Fiero's going mac and cheese, but it's got green chilies in it. I'm going to go with my favorite comfort food, which is the one I always make this time of year, and that's green chili stew.
See, you live out, you're in the West, you're in Nevada.
Yeah.
That makes sense. That's very seasonal for that area and that time of year. Yeah.
Yeah. I lived in a small town that was we were just 45 minutes north of Hatch.
Mm-hmm.
And so and I worked in Hatch for a while. So yeah, I have great love for Hatch chilies. Except when the chili fields are except when the chili fields are on fire, and then it becomes a hazmat incident.
Yeah, you
As
can't.
don't put
You
breadcrumbs in it.
No.
People who put breadcrumbs in mac and cheese are war criminals.
Yeah.
This is my TED Talk.
Mine starts with a roux.
Wait, time out. Do you not put them on the top? Like you sprinkle breadcrumbs on the top to make them?
No, we just sprinkle more cheese.
More cheese. Interesting. All right.
And paprika.
Yeah, the base of mine is a roux.
I can take that though.
Yeah.
Like if it's just the topping, I can take that. But people who like put
it inside,
put them in. Yeah, that's a criminal behavior.
Disagree. Yeah, I agree with that. I've never had like a baked mac and cheese with it like inside, but there has been like a thing of cheesy breadcrumbs on the top of my mac and cheese before. This is the solution. You just put a cornbread crumb on top of the mac and cheese, and then we're all fine.
I could take that. Yeah.
Listen,
green chili cheese cornbread. No, you have to do the green chili cheese cornbread.
Oh yeah,
on top.
Very fair.
Green chilies and everything. Just look, you get your vitamin C. It clears out the sinuses. Green chilies and everything.
I think I'm gonna have to eat tacos tonight. Holy shit. So unfortunately, like tacos in Canada aren't the best. I mean, when after you live, you know, in Austin for so many years, and just taco trucks just giving you $1.20. You've been to fucking Mexico. Like the best taco I ever had was out of Oaxaca, like for 75 cents. It's just like meat and pickled onion, and they're like, "What kind of meat is it? Pork?" And they just hand it to you. Yeah, no, man, it's the best tacos I've ever had. So, anyway, speaking of tacos and all the best things we've ever had, welcome back to the stream. Let's see, there's a lot of stuff to kind of go over today before we, for real, get started. One, we review Effective Game. You can affect the game with your bits, subs, and donations. Every 100 biddies here gives a player a reroll to anything that they do. If you wish to give them a +1 to their rolls, you can subscribe to the channel. And if you want to like donate money through Coffee or Streamlabs, you can just do that and make things happen. You just make things happen. It's a sliding scale of how you make things happen. Like if you want Thanksgiving to happen, in a Peter Pan related story, that would be fucking weird. I don't think I do that. That might be a line for me. Like, as a
if
native,
it's Peter Pan, it has to be peanut butter.
As a native, I'm just saying, like, I'm having like, but, I have so many mixed feelings and emotions about Thanksgiving for various reasons. 1, my birthday is always on Thanksgiving, usually. 2, I'm an indigenous person. 3, I like to eat. So it's just like, just so many, like, 4, I'm an atheist, so it is kind of nice to have a holiday that isn't, like, religious affiliated. So I have so many mixed feelings about Thanksgiving, especially American Thanksgiving, because I don't know if y'all knew this, but
it's racist.
It's racist as fuck.
Oh yeah, especially in the South.
Racist as fuck. Yeah, it's racist as fuck. Which is why I'm having a Hobbitsgiving instead. So, for this year. Yeah, I tend to throw a birthday party that's Thanksgiving themed. And this year I'm like, no, it's Hobbitsgiving this year. And we're making Hobbit food. Like, because my one true goal in life is to be a Hobbit. But anyway, not to get off track. You can affect the game with your bit subs and donations. It is a sliding scale. We don't pass lines and veils with those scales, with the donations. $1 donation's worth a dollar idea. $10,000 is a $10,000 idea. On top of all of that, if you haven't noticed, like below our chat bar, or you weren't here this past weekend, I do this thing at the beginning of November called Extra Life. It's not a big deal. Anyway, we met our goal of $1,500. I believe we are at like $1,654. And technically we're not done. I'm still raising money for Extra Life, and at the end of the year, whatever I raised is gonna be my goal for next year. You can type !Extra Life in the chat, click on the link and donate. I will also, if you donate to Extra Life during this game, I will consider that as a donation for an idea as well. But if you subscribe to the channel, I'm meeting all of my subscription sub points with a $1 donation. I believe I am at 56 right now. So the goal at the end of November is to get 100. So just throwing it out there. If your Twitch Prime is hanging out this month and you haven't thrown it to anyone, throw it to me and we'll make Amazon pay for a good cause. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. Some shit happened last time in that Peter Pan infested your hometown. Just straight up infested your hometown. Took some people, took some normal people, took some supernatural people, but took some people. That was pretty much the cusp of it. And your angel guardian, Gideon, was killed. Oliver lives. Gideon died fighting Pan himself. And then when y'all went to rescue Michael, because you were tasked with rescuing Michael, y'all fought a crocodile. And Hayden died. Luckily, Hayden doesn't ever stay dead, but Hayden did die. But upon that, as Hayden's body is healing itself, you learn something from Michael, and that he remembers once being a lost boy. Celeste, you're muted, but I saw you on the subtitles.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah, I fucking forgot that. Nope. Ooh, that one did not stick to my brain meat.
Yeah. Michael Hodgins, the author that your former angel guardian Theodore sent here, for some reason, is a lost boy. Or was a lost boy. He escaped Neverland. He escaped the Pan. So we start this session. Hayden, you are floating in a void. This isn't the first time it's happened to you. It's not going to be the last time that it's going to happen to you. But the thing is, sometimes with your death and their rebirths, is that sometimes it takes a while. You have had a death and rebirth that's lasted 15 years. You've had one that's lasted 15 minutes. You never know. It all kind of depends on the physical, mental damage, all that nonsense. It's magic that you don't quite understand. You just know that it's a part of you. But always, you know that you're coming back when you're back in the mines. And you feel the heat of burning coal on your flesh, and the sweat and the grime that beads from your body from hundreds of years ago. What, about 100 years ago, 120 years ago, how this town started. And you remember, you relive when you found the Hellgate. And it's the only time you ever remembered that it was you that found it. And that heat from that gate melted your skin off from you. But it's also the heat from that gate that keeps you going and keeps your soul in a perpetual loop. This time, as you're trudging through the mind towards the light to the Hellgate, it's different. It's not that insidious heat that you feel. It's still warm, but it's radiant, almost comforting. But you also know to avert your eyes. Be not afraid. You're at the gate. Mm-hmm. The light is white. Your eyes are averted, and you see a hand reach for you. You take that hand, the light engulfs you, and around you, a series of eyes appear. And they all look around, and then they turn to stare at you, unblinking. You're going to come back, but you get the feeling it's the last time. The eyes merge, melt, and meld, and it is horrific to watch, but also beautiful. And it merges into a being who stands in all of its glory around 6'7". Abrahamic features as far as his skin tone, his body shape, his facial structure, all of that. And his hair is this dark, long brown that cascades down his shoulders, and just as the light hits it, it tints it with red and gold. And this is Theodore. You know this is Theodore. And he yanks you one last time. And you wake up. And you're in a room, in a cabin, by a lake. It's the cabin that Michael had rented. The rest of you are there, not necessarily in this room. It's probably been about 2 days since the incident occurred. There's been a lot of cleanup. There's been a lot of organization. A lot of... It's 3:30. Thank you, phone. It's been a time. A lot of healing and processing. The same... If anyone has ever just lived through a natural disaster, it just takes time. Like, you are both traumatized, but you can't stand still. And that is the eerie feeling that is happening right now. I'm just gonna straight up say it. It's the feeling I had after Katrina. Like, sort of thing, after a hurricane or an earthquake, or an attack. Hayden, what do you do as you wake up?
First things first, Hayden's gonna take inventory.
Mm-hmm.
Because every time Hayden comes back, like, it's not that Hayden ages between deaths.
Mm-hmm.
So when he comes back to life and he's back to his, let's consider it, prime state, it's always a little weird for them. Because it's like all of the memories and life he's lived that's taken place on his skin and his tans, all of that stuff is gone.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost as if he's kind of getting to know his own form for a little bit. And I think he's going to stay like that until he starts hearing noise from the outside. And he's going to take a deep breath, get up, and just slowly walk to the door.
The rest of you, you're here, we'll say, for the sake of brevity. And coincidentally, y'all are here at the same time. Y'all have been coming back and forth, again, during cleanup, but also checking up on Michael. harvesting the clock from the crocodile. Have y'all done that? Or is the croc still rotting outside? It's there. It's on the lake. Just hanging out. It's dead. I don't know what y'all want to do. You can hear the clock ticking in there, by the way. What have y'all done these past couple of days before Hayden finds you?
Tierra spent a lot of time in town. Again, family position, his job. So he spent a lot of time kind of reassuring people, helping things get organized. We lost a few of the big names in town that were kind of like center poles. And so that left some gaps in how things are done. So he's been out. He's pretty much probably been spending 14 hours a day in town doing this stuff, making sure people have food, have a place to live, that any conflicts that might arise between the monstrous and the human are smoothed over because the humans may be used to living with these folk here, but this was clearly a fae-based or monstrous-based attack that focused on human and human children, and so that's bound to stir up a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
So that's where his focus has been. When he can, he goes to see Mahone, keep him updated on things.
Mahone has, for the most part, retreated to his mountain after the initial incident. He was the one that brought he and Oliver brought Gideon up to the house. There has not been any sort of funeral yet, because an angel dying is not unheard of, but to have a fae creature do it is surprising. And Mahone himself is a type of fae, not necessarily, definitely way different than the type that Pan is. Different type than what you would see Sorials or Sirens. Sirens are fae, like Wendigos are fae, like all kinds of different. Pan is different, Mahone is different, but at the same time, how did he kill an angel? That is just insane.
Yeah, I think that's one of those questions that it starts to pass through people's minds, and then it's so big that you can't wrap your head around it, especially because of all of the other trauma that's happening. So your brain just goes, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this right now. And it gets shoved in a box, and that box is put in another box, and that box is put in another box, and then that box is put into a closet, and the door is locked, and you walk away from it.
Yeah.
Smash it with a hammer later.
Exactly. So I think Fierro worked with whomever to help make sure that Gideon's body was treated with respect and has been placed someplace safe until a decision can be made, but that's a decision that doesn't need to be made right now.
It doesn't decompose.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's probably placed somewhere secure. There's too much going. We're not going to do a public viewing or memorial or anything like that right now. We have to make sure that people have a place to live, that the people whose children were taken are coping, if not coping, at least getting food and that kind of stuff. You have to deal with that kind of trauma first. So but he helped make the arrangements to get Gideon's body laid somewhere safe. There's probably a guard on it,
It's
But
honestly,
that's where he was
yeah,
going.
honestly, this place for Gideon's body is Gideon's bedroom, in a way.
Yeah.
There are some people, there are some cherubs that are preparing a funeral pyre for it, but they haven't like moved the body there, or anything like that. So
Yeah. And I think a lot of it is there's kind of a wait and see attitude. We don't know if Theodore's going to come back or if there will be another angel that's going to show up, and nobody really wants to do anything until there's another celestial representative
yeah,
there. We don't know what's the protocol. We don't know. I mean, is there a special way this body is supposed to be handled?
this, as far as most of you are concerned, this has not happened before that you remember,
Yeah.
right? That you remember. What about Anna?
What?
So Anna has had divided attentions throughout this couple of days. There's a few things that she feels are all at least mostly equally important that she's been working on. I'm just going to go ahead and roll out one with plan real quick. Start of this. Oh, it's not great, fam. It's like wait, no, I bumped up my, I think it's 7, so I've got 1.
You got 1. That's good.
Okay. Because my sharp is 3 now. I needed that.
Mm-hmm.
So, Anna, flashback to the end of her conversation with Red, right before she hung up the phone with him, and he said, "No, I'm not coming out there," and she was fully accepting of that decision because he now knows what's going on out here thanks to that crow that came through the line, and he's like, "I can't," and she's like, "I get it." And just at the end of their conversation, she was like, "I don't know how this is going to end." And she left him instructions that the bedside table taped underneath it is a special, like, she has a legal will, but there is a special will with regards to the haven, anything magical that she's involved with, and who that should go to. She gave him instructions on get that letter, read it off to the family, deal with her affairs if she doesn't come back.
And just remind me, Red's Fae, right?
Yes.
An orc Fae.
Yeah. Well,
does he have any, just for me to get a picture, his Fae side, what kind of Fae is he? Is he from any of the Sealy courts? Is he from, was he born Fae or born orc and then became Fae?
He was created orc and then assimilated into Fae. He volunteered. He stepped up for the hunt. He volunteered.
Gotcha. Okay, that gives me. And who did he volunteer to?
Who's the guy with the horns? The
Oberyn?
The horned guy. Yes, that's the one.
King of the Fae.
Yes.
Gotcha. He just straight up went to Oberyn. Yeah, no, even Oberyn.
It's one of those. It's one of those. I'm the best at what I do, and I'm going to serve the best and nothing less. Kind of a little bit egotist. He's very swaggering. Yeah, he's very macho.
Yeah. Do you call him again at any point in these next 2 days?
No.
Do you send him any sort of message or reassurance?
She does send off sort of like a daily sound off.
Gotcha.
Of I'm still here, I'm still kicking, I'm good. So far everything's fine. The instruction she left him was if you don't hear from me in 3 days, give it 3 days. If you don't hear anything for 3 days, something probably happened.
So, kind of sort of in your correspondences, in your messages at some point on the second day, so on this day, 2 days after the incident, and the day you're like, yeah, I'm alive, he sends you a Google Map pen. He sends you 2 of them.
Okay.
One is in London, and the other is in Auckland, New Zealand.
Okay.
And the message is that he attaches with them is, I don't think you're the only place that this has happened.
Shit. Okay. So that being order of business number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Second order of business is trying to help with the recovery effort, as far as like the more like physically laborious tasks go.
Mm-hmm.
If there's any like buildings that got knocked down, like anything needs hauled to another place, she's trying to assist with that as much as she can, because she's built like a brick shit house. Like, let's not beat around the bush here.
Infrastructurally, there's not a lot of damage on the infrastructure because everything was so magically quick. Like, the whole incident lasted like an hour at the most, right? Like, it was a snatch and grab. And because of these things had the ability to portal in and out, it just wasn't an issue. So infrastructurally, there's not a huge ordeal. However, the supply chain is a different story.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is a Oliver had the roads closed at this point because y'all aren't sure if it's going to happen again anytime soon. Like, you just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So what they might have tasked you to do, Oliver being the only one with real charge here anymore, Fierro practically second in command at this point, is maybe at one point you and Boudreaux, the Rougarou, went into Denver with his livestock truck to get food supplies. Yeah. And just needed help, him and his children, because boy does he have kids. He's Catholic. He's got so many children.
Oh yeah.
Like, just spreading God's will through his own seed. Like, so many children.
We'll be right back.
Yep. Just him and his 2 eldest son and daughter. You probably went with them at one point. It was like a day trip essentially to go there, get supplies, and come back. So you were probably gone for that first part of the day. We're not there anymore. We're at the end of the second day, where y'all have both gotten a message from Michael that Hayden had been stitched back together, had skin shedded upon his floor, and is breathing. And so, because the thing is that, like, that's what happens to Hayden's body. What's left of it is used as the material components for his resurrection. And it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
In fact,
it's environmentally friendly.
Yeah, but Hayden, when you wake up, there is, like, sinew and sludge, and this is normal for you. You wake up in a pool of your own excrement, essentially. Like, just your body, just almost like a reptile shedding its skin kind of thing.
The bad liver from all the drinking. It's great.
Yeah, like, it's there. Yeah.
There's always something a little bit extra left over whenever you put something back together.
Yeah, it's true. And at some point, like Hayden, like right before you're about to open this door, though, like you just see like a hellhound just sort of walk through the wall and like sniff at your remains and like looks up at you, like waiting for your
You
permission.
can eat it.
Yeah, waiting for
Go
your
for it.
permission. Yeah, and like goes for it, like, and
Like a dog to its vomit.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty much. This one's name is Chester, by the way. They all have
Good
names.
boy.
This is Chester, and
Good
he
I
is.
will
boy.
be keeping Chester. He's my child now.
Yep.
Look, if he eats my hand, I get to keep him as a pet. I feel
he
like that's
definitely eats your liver. Yeah, he's eating your liver for sure. That one liver, and it doesn't bother him one bit. He is a hellhound. We all see the door open, and there's Hayden walking out. Tom.
butt ass naked.
Yeah, butt ass naked. Just as a reminder for all of you, Tom is part of the cooking efforts with Boudreaux, and he is busy actually making and handing out food, and also on Philip duty. So Philip's still here. I think so. Yeah. We didn't take Philip. Yeah, Philip's still here. Plus his girlfriend's brother did get taken, so there's a little. But yeah, there you are. And there's Hayden, butt ass naked, and mind if I say, is Hayden? Sorry, I don't even know.
Hayden's home.
That's what I was about to
Hayden's
ask.
home.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was like, does Hayden have?
Hayden's problem with dating is entirely his own ineptitude. Physically, he is back at his peak 8-pack minor boy body. He's fine.
Yeah. Minor as in a mine, not minor as in underage, because of the way that.
No, minor as in a mine.
Because who?
ER, not OR.
Well, those subtitles were like, not that type, friend. Thank you.
We stand legal characters.
Absolutely. Ugh, okay. Anyway, commence. It's all your fucking
What's
turn.
for breakfast?
Oh, Michael's there. I don't quite know what it's called, but it's like I think it's French toast, but they didn't call it that when they handed it over. They called it pâte pour deux. It's French.
Does it taste good?
Yeah, it really is just French toast. Just the actual.
A rose by any other name, kid.
Yeah.
Hayden, do you need some clothes or
Can I have my toast first? Kind of
I'm
hungry.
not bothered if you're not.
I think Fiero walks in and he throws boxers, jeans, and a shirt at Hayden, and he goes, "I'm feeling very conflicted right now. Please put this on."
After I finish my toast. Hayden's gonna have his French toast. It's gonna be delicious.
I'm gonna go eat out on the porch. And I think that's probably when Fiero's like realizes
These
that
days are so shy.
there's the crocodile. No, he's feeling conflicted. You babysat him, and now you're this buff. And
I don't know that. I'm chalking it up to more modern morals. Back in my kids ran butt ass naked and all the time. So whatever.
Yeah, I think in Fiero, I think that's when Fiero recognizes that the clock is still ticking. The crocodile is now rotting on the dock of this lake, and it's like that's starting to smell. And puts aside his food. He's lost his appetite after smelling that, and I think he's going to take like a big knife or machete or whatever, and call over Chester or a couple of the other hellhounds and start hacking this thing apart, throwing them the meat.
Yeah. Just go ahead and give me a roll real quick.
Sure.
I'm actually gonna make this oddly enough an act under pressure for your
Okay.
your stomach.
Okay.
Yeah. Sounds right.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Dice. That's an 11.
11. You're able to like hold your breath and like clear like you're luckily I think what it is that with the hellhounds kind of like and Chester's not there. Chester's too busy with a liver. But with a couple hellhounds there are 4 total, and so you have the 3 that are helping you. like in your own fiery presence, like you're able to just sort of like purposely burn your sense of smell and taste out of your face temporarily to get through this.
Between himself and hellhounds, the salt from the brimstone pretty much cover it.
But like, and you're going through these innards, and it is disgusting, and it's more disgusting than you would even think about with butchering a 2-day-old corpse, right? Because the croc is a fey creature, right? But it's eldritch in the way that it feels, and otherworldly and almost cosmic, right? And so like everything inside is black and ichorous, and like it takes a bit, but the clock ends up being not necessarily in the stomach or in the intestines, but the clock is almost the esophageal flap that moves up and down, and it's not a clock as it's a pocket watch. It's a pocket watch that ticks very loudly, and this pocket watch itself almost seems to be made of this ichorous body parts, with the exception of like the clock face. Like the outside has become part of this crocodile.
So he's gonna kind of slice that bit out and set it aside. I think on his own, he's already stripped himself because he's not getting the shit on his clothes. And then whatever the hellhounds don't eat, he'll burn. And then he ends up going for a swim in the lake to clean off after he's done, before he goes back and starts examining the clock.
The hellhounds do not eat anything from this creature.
Okay. Yeah. So it just, once he realizes that, he's going to figure out a way to move it away from the house before he starts to burn it. But he's just going to burn the shit out of this.
Fair. Like, absolutely fair. Hey, to Having to Roll, thank you for that raid of 9 people. Thank you very much. There is a lot of Icarus body disgustingness happening right now, so please take care of yourselves. We're in a horror game, and Mama likes cosmic horror. But yeah, just take care of yourselves while you're here. We are going through what's essentially post-disaster trauma and processing that in the moment. We've also had a lot of angel eyes, because angels are terrifying.
True.
Really legitimately terrifying.
True. Real.
Biblically accurate angels. Terrifying. Okay. You do that.
Yeah, so once all that's done, then he'll go back and he'll take the pocket watch and he'll kind of start examining it.
Yeah, go ahead and make
investigate a mystery?
Yeah, investigate a mystery for me so you can ask some questions about this.
All right, let's see how we do here. Okay, well, let's see. How do I want to do this? You know what? Shit. I rolled a 6.
Yeah.
Do I want the experience, or should I burn a luck to get the 12? Fuck it. His pride says luck.
Fuck it, do it.
Yep. So let's spend the luck, and we'll call that a 12.
Mm-hmm.
Any question about the mystery, not just the listed ones? Okay.
And there's 2 that you get a total of, but it could be any question.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold 2. Shoot. What is being concealed here?
In the inside
Within
of
what's the nature? what is being concealed about the nature of the clock, of the pocket watch?
The nature of the pocket watch is it's more of a compass than it is a watch.
Okay. How do I operate it?
You can't. But somebody you know can.
Okay. So his first thought is that this was a type of fey creature. And the closest fey that he knows would be Mahone.
Let me be a little bit more specific.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let me be a little bit more specific. If there is someone who has the ability to steal other people's powers, they can use this. So it's Hayden.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think as soon as he comes to that realization, he starts scooping out chunks of that hasn't burned yet, the crocodile that hasn't burned yet, and puts it in a bucket, like a bait bucket. Gonna find a cloth or something to wrap the watch in, and set the bucket outside because not taking that into the house, but he's bringing the clock in. Hayden, you still hungry?
Depends on what you're trying to feed me.
How about an Eldritch Fey crocodile who had a clock ticking inside of them? Because
that doesn't sound particularly delicious.
No, but you want to use the clock? I got a clock you'll be able to use afterwards.
You got any alligator tail meat though?
Sure. Yep, it's all tail.
It was definitely fermented and cooked now.
Pickled. It's pickled.
Sure, just get me the hot sauce.
All right. I left it out on the porch because Michael, I don't want to.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Thanks. And as you kind of say this, the house phone rings. Who answers?
Not it. I'm going out on the porch, butt naked.
I'll pick it up.
You'll pick it up?
Yeah. Hello?
Is this the Lady Anna? And he recognizes this as one of the cherubs at Gideon's house.
Yes, this is she. Hi. To what do I owe the pleasure?
This is No, the furry cherub. And Oliver is here, and the boss is here, and he would like to see all of you.
The boss.
The boss, yeah.
The new boss?
He's not very. No, we used to work for him before he left.
I see.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Can you have him? Can you tell him we'll be up in a little bit? We have some loose ends we need to tie up first.
Hold on. Yes. What is that, sir? He says, please don't eat the clock yet. And bring Michael.
Oh, okay. Message received. We'll be up soon.
Thank you.
Okay. And she hangs up and she said, sorry, what was his name?
Theodore.
So I guess Theodore is here and he wants to speak to us and says, don't eat the clock yet.
Oh, I wasn't going to let him eat the clock, just the meat. So
I think that's what he means.
Okay.
I think he knows what we're planning and how we're planning to go about this and wants to talk to us before we do it. How he knows that I have no earthly idea, but
so
There's an angel and their nosy is all hell.
the last time somebody got between Hayden and food, they lost fingers.
We're not stopping him from eating. We're just telling him to wait until Grace is set, I suppose.
Well, you better go because he's already got the hot sauce.
Did that jackass call you himself, or no? That's too much for him.
He did have one of the cherubs deliver the message, yes.
Which
and
cherub?
we're to bring Michael. No.
Okay, I'll wait.
It's because it's because Theodore knows that No is your favorite cherub.
Hayden is kind of favorites. Fine,
Yep.
I'll wait.
And let me be very clear about these cherubs in my brain. They look like Final Fantasy 12 Moogles. Like,
I know, they're
Yeah.
so cute.
yeah, very specifically Final Fantasy 12 Moogles, where they have the big rabbit ears and it just
Fiero goes, finds Michael and goes, so your ex is back in town. He wants to see you.
I'm sorry. What?
Theodore's
dead.
No, Gideon's the one that's dead.
He's a liar.
He faked. He almost literally ghosted you. But anyway, so we need to go.
Okay, hold on. This is long overdue. Anna sits down. Michael?
Yeah. He's like also like he had this moment where it's just like he got really weak in his knees, and it's kind of like Alan Grant learning there was a T-Rex at Jurassic Park moment. Like that's the best way for me to describe that.
Is he hot?
Is
Very
Michael
important.
hot?
Yeah.
Okay, so imagine Michael looks like he's a little squirrely, like in the same way that I would say that Harry Styles is a little squirrely.
Okay.
But
So he's
also
hot.
but a little scruffy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I'll make sure he doesn't fall.
Yeah. He's a little wafy. Yeah, he's a little wafy about it.
I've given this speech a lot. I'm going to give you the shortest version I can because I'm pretty sure they don't want us to delay as much as possible. There's a lot in this world that is unexplainable, and a lot of people would not believe. And for reasons that include trying to make sure people are safe and stay sane, there's people that don't know about a lot of the stuff that goes on in places like this. Magic is real. Monsters are real. Supernatural other beings are also real. Theodore is an angel.
And a twat. Don't
That-
forget the important part.
Okay.
And
I mean, come on. After this, and Fiero goes demonic, and then points to Hayden.
Oh, please.
Is it really another step?
I feel like he's more upset he got ghosted.
Yeah, that would be much more. You can be really pissed about that. We don't blame you. A lot of us are pissed at Theodore for other reasons, but you have a legitimate reason to be pissed.
I say you should hit him with my metal bat
I
in the knees.
We'll help you.
I'll totally do it for you.
Okay. Sorry, this is a lot.
it is a lot.
Want some wine?
For me to take in.
And any other time, I'd be more than willing to give you as much time as you need to sit with it.
Yeah.
But we're kind of short on time at the moment. I feel like we've taken 2 days too long already.
Yep.
I feel a little attacked by that statement, not gonna lie. I'm sorry I died. And it took me forever. 2 whole days. You know that's a better
Hayden.
turnaround time than Jesus?
I
And we
did
didn't
not
have to find a cave.
I
Yeah,
apologize. I did not mean to insinuate that waiting on you was not worthwhile.
Yeah, the whole time he's saying this, Hayden is looking for the alcohol because, like, no one wants to hang out with Angel sober. Let's be real. No, it's fine. But who's driving?
Yeah, I think you're driving.
I think we
packing
should
the
get.
sweetheart.
I think we should get moving, Michael. If you have any immediate pressing questions, I can answer them on the drive up the hill.
We can stop and get alcohol on the way as well.
Oh, I have red and wine.
Red and
I'm sorry, white.
Red and white.
I have red and wine.
Listen, I'm at the himbo era again. So,
Yeah.
no.
I'm gonna need something a little more than wine to deal with this. And he looks over at Michael and goes, I think he's gonna need a little bit more than wine to deal with this too.
Mhm.
We'll stop and pick up some whiskey. I'm sure there's some bourbon or a scotch around somewhere.
How stunned is Michael?
Michael has had time to Michael's had a lot happen to him, including getting some of his own memories back, and that has both been good and a slight hindrance because his sort of comes back in waves, right? Like, he remembers being in London, he remembers being a lost boy. He doesn't remember how he got there, he doesn't remember how he got back. There are still parts of his memory that are blocked, or that he has, you're not sure if they're magically blocked or if they're trauma blocked or whatever, but it's kind of, he has accepted that shit's fucking weird. He just didn't expect that his ex-boyfriend was a part of it.
And I don't think Fiero, being who Fiero is, probably did not hide from Michael just what happened in town. That it was Pan.
Yeah.
That was the Pan, and that it was the Pan who had been stealing people and all of that kind of stuff, and responsible for a lot.
I just wanted to know if I could probably get away with one hand bridle carrying this man to a car. Because
you don't need to do that. He can walk.
But I like to show off.
But Hayden wants to do it.
Hayden is mean, green, and young again, and this is a poor dumped soul. And Hayden's best chances are typically with people who have been dumped already.
He doesn't. If you offer, he will deny it, and if you reach for him, he'll be like, "What are you doing? I can walk,
right.
Man." Like,
Okay.
Thanks, but I'm okay. Really, I will.
I am totes gonna go
manage.
sit in with though. I don't want to try.
Mm-hmm.
So we all call him into the Impala.
Yeah, you crawl into the Impala because y'all don't have the truck. Tom's been using the truck. I need a hot minute so y'all can just role play talking in the car for a second. Because I am going to pee and get something to drink. I'll be right back. Sorry.
Yep, all good.
I'm definitely gonna lean back and man sprayed in the back. I did not put clothes on, by the way.
Seatbelt. Everybody wears a seatbelt, even you, Hayden. Because
yeah. Man spreads with the seatbelt on like a G. So
Can't believe you let him into that seat naked.
I disinfected it. It's not the first time.
Okay.
So how's the past 2 days been?
It sucks. It really sucks, Hayden. The town is not
Absolutely melting down, but in that quiet, creepy way. Yeah.
It's close. It's sitting on a knife's edge. It's sitting on a knife's edge.
It's a lot of trauma.
You know, and the thing is, I mean, shit happens here. We're gonna, Hellgate. But what's hurting people is that these were kids.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just the kids, it was the Pan took some of our best.
Where's my van?
I plead the fifth.
As a reminder, I'll come back if I die. Will you?
Honestly, I don't know.
If I don't know or find out where my van is and my baby is not pristine, we might find out.
Okay.
So, Michael, what do you do for a living? Other than be like a writer or books.
Pretty sure Michael is like curled up in the corner of the back
Yeah,
seat going,
they tend to do that when I talk to him. Oh well.
No, it's more like when you man spread without clothes.
Back in my day, clothes were really expensive, and you either wore cotton that made everything itch, or you just sucked it up.
You realize that's an active choice that you're making, right? To continue to be like, back in my day, I'm actually old, and I could do that, and I don't.
How old are you?
Oh, dear God in heaven. I'm not even Christian, but please.
Nah. So, what exactly is the plan if I eat this clock?
We don't know. That's why we're having to go see Theodore.
So, do you think I could start a timeshare in Neverland? Haydenland.
Well, and Fierro will describe where he found the clock. So I don't think it's so much you actually get to eat it. It's more like you kind of choke on it permanently.
Listen, I've choked on bigger and better things. It'll be fine.
Yes, but we don't need to hear about you and the Minotaur.
No, I was talking about Man Baby's cake during that cake festival in 1940.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember literally like everything.
That's kind of scary, actually.
Yeah,
a little bit.
I also remember every time I die, so you know, you get used to it.
We need to get you some therapy, Hayden.
Like someone who specializes in the therapy that
Past life trauma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's hard to find a therapist for me.
In this town?
I'm emotionally vulnerable with them, and then I get attached, and then it gets awkward. It's fine. It's fine.
Yeah, okay, that does get awkward.
Hayden's the type that falls in love with his therapist, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Hayden's the type of person who falls in love with anyone who's too nice to him.
Mm-hmm. Even the ones that are better.
That's spicy.
That explains their relationship so much.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like it gets better with age, but you have to remember Hayden reverts back to his death brain when he dies. And I think we can all agree the youth aren't necessarily the wisest at their emotional decisions. And then the mommy issues come out. So like totes, Hayden at least Hayden knows now though. And just tries not to inflict himself on others.
See, I get the feeling though that Hayden might physically mature each time, but he never emotionally matures.
Nah. It's just like an instant reset. Which is bad. Oh hell yeah, I'm gonna have college age stay up all night energy.
Oh no.
You and Tom are now the same age.
Oh yeah, no, we're totally getting into shit. Anyway.
Oh my god.
Look, if I can snag one of those brothers, I could totally make Tom my bro in real life, and that's kind of a sick goal. Are we there yet?
Y'all wind up the mountain.
Fierro hits the gas.
Yeah. Interesting enough, kind of like at your heels, are the 4 hounds as well. Like they are following you, and keeping up. Like they're keeping up. Even in the mountains, like you're not going. Like y'all have climbed a mountain in a vehicle before? You're not going fast. Right? Like you gotta wind and road like at most 35 miles an hour. right? So y'all are climbing. You've got what?
35 miles an hour and a 67 Impala. Excuse me, rack and pinion staring.
It's just some really sharp. It's just really sharp turns. Is all I'm saying. Like,
There's a normal passenger in your car. I
there's
feel like
2 lanes. It's fine. Use them both.
Fair. Nope. That is fair. And so when y'all get to the gates of the house, normally y'all would have to stop, check in, and the gate would open. But like as y'all like pull up, like the gates just invitingly open for you into the driveway of the house, expectingly.
I don't like this.
I hate this.
This is the start to a boss fight. And yes, I know what a boss fight is. I played D&D, guys.
Yeah, I used to play at my house.
Who's playing out first, though?
You might have actually played D&D with Gygax and told him he was a piece of shit, and then
I did not elaborate, did I? I just say I played D&D.
I just imagine
That tracks.
Like Hayden was at the first Gen Con ever. But yeah,
anyway.
No, it opens, and the driveway is like one of those ones that it loops around, and there's a fountain but like as y'all are going down this driveway, like all of the little intricate details that were Gideon have been replaced. Gideon had a very stylistically a little bit gothic. Things were a little bit pointier, they were a little bit darker, a little bit more gloomy in a sense. When I say gothic, I mean in like that architectural style, right? Not and it was just sort of like it was his Victorian even. Pulling in as is, it's that gothic feeling, the statues, the way that the hedges are trimmed, that's gone, and it is full on Renaissance. Like, it is a little bit brighter, like the statues are replaced with things that are, you might even think that is a Michelangelo that you were passing up. Like, that's just how it rolls. It probably is, right? And the sun is shining and it is bright, and like the hedges have been trimmed, and it's a different feel and it's a different vibe than how Gideon lived his life up here in this mountain. When you park, cherubs come and they open their doors for you and greet you and hold out their hands to help you out of the car if you thus need.
Hey, Nano.
Hi.
I'm gonna actually take like the flannel shirt and wrap it around my waist to cover the front. Ass out and everything still, but like,
you still haven't gotten dressed? Are you still naked?
I have to feel the vibe of clothes again. You know how it's so awkward to get used to it, right? I can't do it.
I think maybe you should definitely put pants on before you go inside.
I'll think about it.
I can't let you inside.
It's fine.
No, it's not.
He's gonna get the pants and he's gonna rip them to booty shorts, and then put them on. Okay. There. See? No props.
Okay. You look really cold.
Dude, I'm dead.
Okay.
No, so sweet. Where are we going?
Oh, well, first, everyone take your shoes and your coats, give them, and everyone sort of, like, leads you into the foyer and, like, wants to gather your things to hang up, your umbrellas, your shoes. There are, like, slippers waiting for you in the foyer for you to slip your feet into. Because God forbid you track mud into this house now, and God forbid that you're also barefoot. Like, you would never, like, the floors are marble now. It's cold.
Almost literally, God forbid.
Yep.
I want the fuzzy ones, and then I will wear them.
They're all fuzzy.
I know what's up.
They're all
I know
fuzzy.
what's up.
Mm-hmm. And it's not like those shitty ones. It got like a hard sole, so you can wear them in the house, but like wool inside, and yeah, sheepskin. Some good shit slippers, yeah.
Yeah. Where's the guy?
Yeah. In the sitting room. He's waiting for you in the sitting room. And y'all are led to the sitting room.
Can I take Michael a detour to where the bar used to be in Gideon's house?
The sitting room is where the bar is.
Okay.
Anna does lean over to Michael. If you do decide you want to clock him, I will back you up.
Okay.
Totes.
Same.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Thanks.
Okay.
Can I just kick him in the jewels? Like, is that...
Ooh, good shot.
Oh, yeah, that'd be totally funny, but, like, they're not super sensitive down there. It's an angel thing.
You saw the whole Dogma movie?
That makes complete sense now.
You saw the whole Dogma movie?
Right?
Yeah. Oh, the Kevin Smith movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Kevin's a friend.
So
I helped him on Red State.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Prosthetics, I'm just saying.
Okay. I gotcha. Anyway, the French doors open, and that weren't there before, and standing across, leaning against the fireplace mantel with a glass of wine in his hand, is a man standing about 6.5 feet tall. He is in a pure golden suit, like goldenrod colored suit, just like Italian shoes, like the best that you can get. He doesn't have a tie. His shirt is unbuttoned instead, but he is a dark brown skinned man. Again, very, very Hebrew, very Middle Eastern, and long, luscious, dark brown hair that glints red and golden depending on the light that what kind of light touches it, and very elongated, sharp features, very almost like, the best way I can like describe this is like Sephiroth like, because there's that level of like sharpness that is just Sephiroth, and that's how I like to describe that.
Inhumanly
beautiful. Like, how is this creature on this planet right now? He has a well-kept beard. It's not long, but it's also not like that itchy Aragon level. It's just past that. And it is manicured, and he has a nose piercing, like a bowl in his nose, a septum piercing, and like just these two very elaborate like golden earrings that just hang from his lobes. And he turns and he has these big, beautiful golden green eyes as he all looks at you and smiles, and he's like, I'm glad you all made it.
God,
how do you have
Gideon was pretentious.
How do you have worse taste than the other one? He laughs, completely amused. Hayden,
I know.
Hayden, your humor never ceased to amuse me.
Yeah, Goldilocks. Well, some things never change. Hayden's gonna flop on the couch.
You even remembered my favorite childhood story. This is what I like about you.
Sure, let's go with that.
Everyone, please have a seat. We have lots of things to talk about, plans to adhere to. We have a world to save, after all.
Head straight for the bar. Pours drinks.
And answers.
The cherubs are there getting your drinks ready, and as soon as you get there, just like hand you and it's almost like they know what your drink is. What is your drink, Fiero?
Oh, yeah.
What is your drink, Fiero?
Oh, he drinks top shelf scotch.
Oh, of course. Like, there's no bottom shelf here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the scotch, the top shelf of the top shelf of scotch.
Yeah. We're talking like limited edition cast strength Macallan scotch.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. And then he kind of looks over at Michael, goes, "What do you want?"
You see Michael, and there is this look of confusion and anger on his face, and he kind of like turns and like looks at you, and he goes, "Is this some sort of joke?"
Yeah. No.
That isn't Theodore.
That's not the Theodore you knew, but that is Theodore. Theodore, you're an ass.
I know.
Yeah.
It's how it was made.
Great. Apologize.
He's not going to mean it.
He turns and he looks at Michael. Sorry.
I warned you. Yeah, they're on some for greater good situation. They don't ever actually feel like they've done something wrong.
And you know why my family made a deal with the other side?
Yeah, poor Oliver is also there. Like, y'all just noticed him, and he looks sheepish as fuck.
I feel really bad for Oliver.
One, his best friend just died, and now he has to, like, deal with Theo. Like...
Yeah, I think Theo's... Go ahead. Sorry.
I know for the fact Theo and What's-His-Face have history, and it'd be like that. And, like, one of the perks of him dying was, like, Oliver never had to deal with shit again.
Yeah.
Theo's going to go sit with Oliver in solitude, in solidarity.
It's been like this for about 6 hours.
Yeah. What is your grand plan, old great one?
Oh, I'm so happy that you asked. And he goes in and, like, sits on a throne. Like, that, it's like a throne. And it goes, well, everything's going according to plan with the exception of Gideon dying. That was not part of the plan. I honestly didn't expect Pan to have an iridium blade on him, but look at where we are now.
Yes, a guy who's eldritch from the middle of nowhere definitely wouldn't have figured out what an angelic weakness was. 100% a great plan.
It is hard for Faye to get to space, but not hard for them to find iridium, I suppose. If I don't know, he probably burrowed into the Yucatan for all I know.
Yeah.
For all of
which is pretty much nothing, but continue.
Yeah. For those of you who know, I'm just going to sneak in a little bit of science in here. Iridium is actually very rare on Earth. It is a space element, and the only time that it arrives on Earth is when celestial bodies fall into it.
Smash.
And our greatest source of iridium happened about 65 million years ago
that was when the angels fell. A few
when my
kind of plummeted into the planet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And without that, human beings never would have existed. So maybe. God with a capital G does exist in this world. So he's not the only God. He's just a Hebrew war god. In a sense, but actually there's two different ones. There's Elohim, which is the creation, which is our creation god, and then there's Yahweh, which is the Hebrew war god. Two different beings. That's something also you probably should know. But yeah, and he like, sorry, I lost my place because I got distracted by a dinosaur fact. What did we say?
I told him he's a smug bitch and to continue his terrible plan.
He just grins. Because he just like, God, you're such a tease, Hayden.
This is the only person I could not go on a second date with, everybody. That's how much he sucks.
No. It's cool. You're lucky you were graced with the first one.
Business before pleasure, gentlemen.
I don't think there was any pleasure involved.
No. Not in the slightest.
And
I'm not getting any younger.
He goes, that's right. You definitely are not. But gotta say, you wear it well, ma'am. Anyway, yes, down to business. We gotta get you to Neverland and kill Peter Pan.
Huzzah.
That's a very vague statement.
Right. Well, we got to, luckily, I found the map and sent it here ahead of time.
Wonderful. We have a compass. Question.
Mm-hmm. Yes, you do.
The people that Pan has taken, what about them? I mean, I realize you don't give a flying fuck, literally.
Oh, I give all the fucks about them. What are you talking about?
He's going to get in trouble if they don't get back.
How do we get them back?
Well, I've never been to the Fey realm myself. It is out of my jurisdiction. I've never been to a Neverland either. And notice how he says a Neverland. I've never been to a Neverland either. In fact, the past few years, that has been sort of my task and why I left. Since the last incursion 12 years ago, when we decided to stop it instead of letting it happen. You see it?
Well, Michael, now you know why he goes, did you?
It happened a lot. It was a tribute. A tribute in order to keep the Pan from revealing the location of the Hellgate to the mortals. We blocked it off temporarily, but we knew it wasn't going to last. And that but we can't kill Pan on this side. We have to get to him. But the only people who know how to get there are Pan itself and someone who's been. A map. He turns and he looks at Michael. Michael shakes his head. He's like, I don't remember how to get there. And Theo goes, I know you don't remember. I don't need you to remember. It's already there. And he looks at Hayden. Ready to go dream walking?
I'd rather not.
Oh, well, if that's the case, we can continue this tribute and just give to Pan every 25 years a host of human children, a couple of adults.
Fuck you for making the deal in the first place.
I didn't make it.
Yeah.
I'm an angel. I don't make deals.
They're middle management, remember?
Huh.
In fact, that's a completely different being that does it. Right, Oliver?
But you went along with it.
Yeah.
It worked. A few human children's souls for the sake of the world. A few human children. Boys.
My uncle was not a boy. Philip's father was not a boy.
But they were nosy.
They were
The lady is not a boy.
Nope. That's what we get for denying Pan, right?
Then he broke the agreement.
Right, so we're going to invade.
We have allies.
I have you.
Are you coming?
Me?
No.
No, I'm not coming.
I didn't.
Someone's gotta. I mean, here's the thing: the stability of the Hellgate is at stake here at this point. And I don't have a replacement yet. And he kind of just Gideon doesn't have a replacement yet. And there's like this moment, Hayden, when he says "yet." He's not looking at you. He's looking at Fiyero when he says this. But you can feel eyes burrow in the back of your head.
So say hypothetically all of us go on do your dirty work for you. What exactly is the reason we should do so? I mean, obviously, some of us have up.
Honestly, you don't have to do it if you don't want to. You have free will. I am not making you do it. But
yeah, but what are the consequences?
The consequences of going?
Both.
I've never been. It's uncharted territory for myself. So I don't know the physical repercussions of going there. However, Pan is, even according to Oberyn, a parasite.
Do we know how to kill Pan?
I imagine like any other fey creature, it's just hard to find him. That's always been the issue.
So, say we go back, we kill Pan, what happens next?
Well,
do you have any idea what happens to all the people in Neverland?
No.
In his Neverland?
No.
Do you have a plan on getting them back?
Not everyone there was taken and brought there. There are plenty of people that existed there before Pan did. I guess. I've never been.
That's going to leave a power vacuum. That's never a good thing.
Well, if that's the case, we can continue with the way we were before.
No, what I'm saying is you need to have a plan in place, or figure out who's going to take over for the Pan. Who's going to replace the Pan? Somebody that you can make a deal with that doesn't involve giving up human children.
That is ideal, yes.
Good. You have any research on that?
Absolutely.
Have you been in contact with them?
I think I lived with them for a few years.
It's Michael.
Fiora looks at Michael and goes,
seriously?
Well, that's your choice, Michael. Truly, your choice. Unless you want one of the other lost boys that you think is going to be better at it.
You see Michael, he is his... Oh, my internet is just a little bumpy. You see Michael with his hands sort of laced in his... against his face like that. And he's like, I'll do it. I'll do it. I mean, what do I have here?
Yeah.
I'm going with you. I'm right there with you.
Thanks.
It's the least that we can do for you, given how you were used. The very least that can be done. He just glares at Theodore.
Theodore is unfazed.
Yeah, figured.
There's a part of y'all that understands that willing to be unfazed, that ability to be unfazed, is an advantage. Because when you think back on Gideon, for all of his faults, did everything that he could to actually protect everyone here.
Yeah.
And that was his demise.
When do we leave?
Well, like I said, first we have to get the map. And then prepare yourselves.
Fiora pulls out the pocket watch. And what about this?
Ah, good. He holds his hand out for you to hand him the pocket watch.
Pulls it away.
Yeah.
That gives the ability to dream walk. when consumed by someone who can take someone's powers.
Fiero gets up, walks over, and deliberately hands it to Hayden.
Joy. I've always wanted to watch.
In order to get the map, you have to dreamwalk into Michael's dreams and find it.
Yeah. Well, I look at Michael. Some of us aren't assholes and don't use people. Are you okay with me knowing your deep, dark, and intimate secrets?
Okay.
Would you like some vodka first?
I'm really kind of a bourbon man.
I think they have bourbon.
Fiero goes to the cherubs, says, I need a bottle of Angel's Envy, please.
Really?
Lots of it. We have lots of
Trust
it.
me, it's a great bourbon.
Great bourbon.
Yeah, I know, but it's too on the nose.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Anna literally is swirling a
Mhm.
tumbler of bourbon in her hand. She knows they have bourbon.
Yeah, of course. I'm literally drinking bourbon right now. It's not Angel's Envy, it's just Bullet. But yep, the cherub hands you on the rocks because he's not a neat kind of guy. A double Angel's Envy.
You got a bottle of Krupnik?
We have everything.
Yeah, I'd like a bottle of Krupnik.
The whole bottle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll pace myself. You don't have to worry.
It's like, don't worry, Hayden. We've got 20 years before Panic comes back. So y'all can do it whenever y'all want. Doesn't have to be now.
So, you have this whole for the greater good thing, right?
I've been
I'll
given
make you a
this.
better.
I've been given this task, and I see
I want
it
to take a
complete.
iron to your knees.
A tire iron to my knees. Go right ahead. A tire iron just fucking appears in your hands.
Hey, Oliver, can you make a demonic tire iron out of this really nice tire iron?
No.
Shit.
Oliver, you
Michael, you want to hit him in the knees with the tire iron first?
Michael
Tell me
takes the
that.
tire iron and goes and hits Theodore in the knees.
Yeah.
Doesn't phase Theodore. And seeing
Therapeutic. You can keep going.
Yeah, and seeing that it doesn't phase him, he goes for the gut and it doesn't phase him. And he goes for the head and it doesn't phase him. And it becomes a frenzy as y'all watch this man beat his former lover, or what he thought was someone that loved him, for a good few minutes. And I think with that, we're going to go and take a break. Because I got really caught up and didn't realize what time it was. Y'all are so wonderful.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Can Eldritch items hurt angels?
You know Iridium can.
Okay.
You know Iridium. Literal space dust can hurt angels. Because angels are heavenly beings. So it makes sense that a heavenly element would be able to, yeah. Little science in our mythicism. Let's go. All right, we're going to take our break. We'll be back in about 10 to 15 minutes. Stretch, get some water, get some more bourbon, whatever you need to do. Let's go. Okay, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Hello, we are back. We're live with episode 5 of Dante's Butte. And there's about to be some good dream walking bullshit happening. So yeah. The crew has found out that they need to go to Neverland and stop Pan, because the only way to stop him from coming and taking people from various places in the world every 20 or so years is to just fucking kill him. Easy, right? Oh, except no one actually knows how to get to Neverland except for Peter Pan and maybe a few people that might have escaped. Oh man, it's somehow you found one of those, and he's right here. And he's a squirrely little Harry Styles looking man who just wanted to come here and write a book because he was sad that his boyfriend died. Only his boyfriend never loved him. His boyfriend's incapable of love. It's not an emotion that he was programmed to have because he's a fucking angel. Not just any angel, but y'all learn a little bit about that later. Anyway, we're here. In now Theodore's manor, because it was Theodore's first, then it was Gideon's. Now it's Theodore's again until he assigns somebody the fuck else to get to his in his place. But that'll take. It's not Theodore's job to do this full time, but he's filling in until needed.
Yes, middle management.
Yeah, middle management. Well, he's actually upper management, and Gideon was middle management. Because middle management has failed, oddly enough, is actually being a good manager and coming in and doing the job instead. Because that's what good managers are supposed to do.
Sounds fake.
Yeah, I know.
My experience.
This
sounds like The Office.
I've never been a manager, so I don't know. The closest thing I've ever been to a manager is running this channel.
Yeah, but you're nice, so it works out.
I try to be nice. I'm very, very good at role playing being nice. Anyway,
Firm, but nice.
So y'all have learned that in order to find the map to Neverland, is you have to extract it from your lost boy's dreams, essentially. And the only way to do that is to eat the ticking Eldrick's Gator esophageal flap pocket watch and consume and get those powers.
Hot sauce. Can you cook it, or does it have to be eaten raw?
Yeah, all the nutrients go away when it's raw. What's your favorite hot sauce? We can marinate it for you.
I actually really like the Dave's Ghost Pepper hot sauce, so let's go with that.
And sort of how long do you need the marination? Y'all got 20 years. It's not a rush, but if you want to do it now, that sounds fine. I don't
30 minutes.
Yeah, we'll marinate that for 30 minutes. So if y'all have any last minute conversations that y'all want to have amongst each other while the marination of the clock happens.
I knew this day would come. Fiyero, if I die, give Tom my van.
Wait, I thought you were coming back if you died.
Yeah, but it sounds like he doesn't know what it's going to actually do. So worst case scenario, I die. I promise I'm going to haunt him.
Okay.
But give Tom my van.
You know he can't drive.
Yeah. Give him my license, too.
Deal.
He can... So, Michael, is there anything you want to talk about before you go to your dreams situation?
I've blocked out a lot of that. I don't know if it's been purposely, but he sort of turns and looks at himself, and there's a mirror on the wall, and he just turns and looks at himself in the mirror, and Michael looks like he's in his early 40s about. But that could be skewed because he spent time in the Feywild, in Neverland, right? You don't. And he goes, I never actually felt like I fit in this time, or this world. I'm not. I don't know how I'm gonna be when you come out. But I just don't want this to happen anymore to anyone else.
You want to
You
see
adjust.
Go ahead.
You adjust. It never quite feels right. It's like wearing the wrong pair of shoes, but you learn to live with it.
Am I gonna become a Fey creature?
Who knows?
Am I already Fey?
Who knows?
Do you know that you have a home here?
Yeah.
You have a home here if you want it. You will always be welcome. You will always be part of Dante's Butte.
Dante's Butte is a good place to live.
I've only
No
been
one
here
laughed at
for
myself.
about 4 days, and it's kind of sucked, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's because you're not local. We're kind of dicks to non-locals. I got a whole club about it. It's fine. You'll fit right in. We'll get you a sticker.
You don't like tourists, even though they provide all of your income. I got it. I got you. It's fine. I understand.
Touch stuff. You know, like most of us are old enough to have like bank accounts that are super ancient and live off interest, right? Yeah. It's just good to mingle with the people. Can you imagine an entire town of monsters that never come in contact with humanity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if this would be comforting, but whatever happens in the dream world, I won't tell other than coordinate stuff. Deal?
Appreciate that.
No. All right, Thea, but how do we get this done?
Theo's been sort of like standing off to the side. And before we get to that conversation, I know Anna hasn't said much. Like, Anna, was there anything that you were doing? You wanted to say?
She's been very quiet throughout the whole thing. This is just one of those things where it's like she's kind of on the outside looking in. And so she sort of like stood off to the side, like she's there to help. But in this moment, these conversations, there's very little she can do reasonably or contribute reasonably. So she's keeping a respectful distance.
Gotcha. All right. Fiero, any last things you wanted to say or do before Hayden kicks it off?
Fiero's whole thing is he's going to look at Oliver and he goes, you and me, we're going to talk because what the fuck?
It's a long, complicated, age-old war.
I have plenty of time when I get back.
I think that he sort of like looks at Theodore and he goes, I don't know about you, but I think I'm going to retire after this, so I'll have a lot to talk about. I've been at this for too long.
We'll talk when I get back.
First things first. Let's get that map. And Theodore strides over effortlessly, almost as if there's no grounds beneath him, towards Michael. And he stands behind him, towering, engulfing, enveloping him even. And he reaches over and he puts his hand around Michael's eyes and shuts them and leans in with his elongated, radiant features And his lips come close to his ear, and he goes, shh. You see Michael's body just sort of fall back, and Theodore catches him before he hits the ground and whisk him to one of the sort of like, it's like a couch and chair. I don't, like a chassis. I'm
It's
not
the
sure.
chassis.
Yeah. And like gently lays him down. And it takes a while for Rim to kick in, and he does a motion, and the cherubs come and present to you on a silver platter this clock that is this watch, a pocket watch that is covered in eldritch sinew, Hayden. And as you look down, and no one's really like thought to notice it before, or maybe it wasn't something that y'all did notice before or aware of, but each time that second clock ticks, the sinew just pulses like a heartbeat. But it is marinated in your favorite hot sauce.
Theodore, if this kills me, I'm going to haunt you for all of eternity. And he's just gonna.
As you wrap your lips around this clock, your jaw unhinges, and you swallow it whole, because you know better than to just destroy the components of something. Everything in your eyelids goes white. And we're first going to see everyone else. You see his eyes go white, and his body limps like he's going to fall. Hayden's body, but it just sort of suspends and floats there in the air. And everything is so quiet. And all you can hear is each other's breathing. And Hayden, when that whiteness goes, again, it's very similar to that radiant void that you're used to, like oddly familiar to that radiant void that you're used to. But you come to, and you are at what seems to be the base of a root system, a tree. And it towers over you hundreds, thousands of miles. But and these roots dig into the fabric of space and time beneath your feet, and pulsates in that same way that clock inside of you pulsates. And you're not 100% sure of what to do or where to go, except for one thing. You need to climb up.
Hayden starts climbing.
You climb, and you climb, and you climb for what seems like ages, before you come to what you would think would be the base of a tree, but is merely a stump the size of a planet. And just peeking out of the woods of that tree is a sapling. And sitting next to it is an angel, clad in full armor, reading a book.
Hayden's gonna climb out, wipe himself off, and go, that looks like a good read. What you got?
This angel closes its book and stands. It almost seems like it reaches the heavens, except how can it reach the heavens? You're in the heavens. You are with, and you know exactly who you're with and in the presence of. First and foremost, this angel is the archangel of knowledge, Raziel. And what you are with, what you stand on, is the source of creation, the world tree, Yggdrasil. And Raziel looks at you and he goes, "What knowledge have you sought by coming here, Hayden haunted descendant of Armoros, of the Angel of Undoing?"
I'm looking for someone named Michael.
Takes a moment and, like, not my brother, I assume you seek.
No, a human man. Might be a little lost, if you get my drift.
The book opens again and he reaches his massive hand and just flips through the pages. Ah, the darling child.
You got it.
And he motions and you see a root that descends. And it goes, "What you seek is this way."
Thanks for the directions. Hayden kind of tips his hat and starts walking.
He gives you a nod of acknowledgement. You feel as you sort of walk to this root, the radiant vibrations of the world tree beneath you.
Yeah.
And you know that you are doing its will by doing this.
You got any advice? I'm new to the whole lost soul situation.
Raziel tilts its head in curiosity and acknowledgement. Advice. My advice is to stay on course. There is much planned for you, Hayden.
That's ominous. Thank you for what that will be. Hayden's gonna go into the unknown.
Do you just, like, full on slide down this fucking tree root? Like, it's...
Yes. Hayden's gonna start humming while he goes before he ends. It's just the whole way down an old mining song.
Mm-hmm.
From the day when the accident happened.
Mm-hmm.
He's going.
Just whoop, you were sliding down like a merry-go-round, and Sugar, we're going down swinging down this. And here's what's up for the rest of you. Every word that Hayden has said has actually come from his mouth in the room that you were in as he is suspended. Is there anything y'all want to do in this moment? Say anything, any comments to one another.
You're always writing this down, documenting it for the town history.
Hayden's saying what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
He's not, is he repeating what's being said to him?
If you have physically been repeating what you've said to yourself, Hayden, that's up to you. Have you said anything?
Okay.
No.
Hayden's not that type.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Has he said the name of the angel he's talking to? I I didn't. Sorry, I'm a little distracted.
Yeah, have you said the angel? Did you acknowledge? You know his name. As soon as you were there, you knew his name. Did you say it at any point?
Maybe, like in like a kind of awe, half like you know how you see something beautiful, you're like,
Yeah,
like kind of like that.
Mm-hmm. So we'll say that he did
Kind of a
say
quiet
Raziel. We can say he said Raziel. And maybe at that moment you just sort of see Theodore not flinch, but just falter.
What? Why would he be seeing an angel? Isn't he supposed to be in Michael's dreams?
He doesn't answer you.
Raziel, brother of Michael, keeper of memories and knowledge.
Okay. I guess that tracks.
Isn't that right, Thea?
He nods. An archangel. But there's only one place that Raziel resides. And if y'all want to know more, or if you think you know more, you're going to have to roll for it.
Roll.
What am I rolling?
It's an investigative mystery.
Okay.
Anna, I love you. 10.
A 10? Okay.
8.
An 8. So one's a full success and one's a partial success. We'll do the partial success question first since there's only one for that. What's your question?
What is being concealed here? What is Theo holding back?
Only Nephilim with the God Spark are allowed to be in the presence of the World Tree.
Okay.
Theo's probably never been there himself.
Piero is now just eyes on Hayden.
Mm-hmm. What's our tins doing?
What sort of creature is it in regards to Hayden?
Like, what is Hayden? He's a Nephilim.
Okay. What happened here?
Hayden got the knowledge that he needed, and the direct from Raziel, the Angel of Knowledge, and went in that direction.
Okay.
Hayden is on course.
Okay.
Back to you, Hayden. You are sliding like at a park. It is fucking fun.
Honestly, Hayden's probably having the time of his life. He has never been to a theme park. So this is child in a candy store for him, despite how terrified he is.
Fair. And as you finish this slide, it is almost as if you are whacked into possessing even another person's body. And the whiplash takes you. And you are taken from your own body. Or your spirit is no longer where it should be, but it is in the body of a child. And your eyes open and you're in a bedroom. And you look around and it's the Christmas season. And your brother is there, John. And your sister is there, Wendy. And you were all having a wonderful time. Until the windows of Wendy's doors of the nursery fling open. And a shadow creeps through the room and engulfs it. But as y'all look up at the window, there's merely just a boy there. Smiling, tempting, and promising you all the adventure of a lifetime. And you're told to think happy thoughts. What is your happy thought, Hayden?
Hayden's happy thought is the last time Hayden saw his family before he immigrated to the new world, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just he's around the table with his sister and his brothers and his mom. Just eating, talking about everything, promising that, he'll come back. He'll be rich. He'll have a fortune. It's going to be great. It'll be fine.
Where's Hayden from originally?
Hayden is Slavic.
Slavic.
Mm-hmm. And his family they moved where they had to go to do things. They've always been someone else's laborer.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not cold in this memory. It's warm. Hayden's comfortable. It's almost like a not quite fall, it seems.
Yeah.
Somewhere.
Yeah. And that memory, as you feel something tickle your nose, brings this very not Slavic child in his pajamas off the ground. And before you know it, you're flying. And you're flying through London. And there's Big Ben and the palace and the Ferris wheel and the things that God, you feel like you're in a Disney movie. And you're being it's the time of your life, and it's great and it's wonderful and it's beautiful. And you follow your siblings and this boy through the stars. Make a roll for me. And investigate a memory. Investigate a mystery.
$10.
You got 2 questions. On the list specifically, you have 2 questions, but I will.
Find the questions.
What happened here? What sort of creature is it? What can it do? What can I hurt? Where did it go? What is it going to do? What is being concealed here?
What is being concealed here?
Being concealed here is what is called the highway. And all it is, it's another route leading to another plane of existence.
Where does it go?
To Neverland. It's a ley line.
Okay.
A ley line directly connected to the tree of life that can lead from Earth to Neverland. to Peter Pan's Neverland specifically.
Okay. Hayden's gonna take in that knowledge and then selfishly try to enjoy this moment that Michael's having with his sibling.
You're sort of skipped. Like, dream-wise. You know, like in dreams, you're just, like, switched from another scene. Yeah. You're switched into another scene. And you were at a crowded table. And there are boys your age and multiple ages surrounding this table. The plates are empty. And you are hungry. You have never been so hungry in your whole life. And there is no food. However, at the head of this table, Peter insists that there is food. And this is when he forces you to play. Forces you to pretend. Despite the hunger in your stomach, you are forced to believe that there is a meal before you. But you know, Michael, there's no food there. And then it's skipped again. And you're standing there, a little bit older, but not as old as your brother John. Not as old as your sister Wendy. Now that you think about it, you don't know where Wendy is, how long she's been gone, but you and John are still there. And John is now older than Peter. I've been aging slowly, but it doesn't stop you from aging. And this is... You feel this pit in your stomach, and it's not the pit of hunger, but it's the pit of knowing, because you've seen it happen to many lost boys before. When they're no longer boys, they're not allowed to be here anymore. And that's when you see your brother taken by one of these creatures, these pirates, these monsters. And before this logistics of how he's taken, how he's turned, is bogged into your memory, you turn away, and that is when you're determined you're going to leave. This is not, you can't save John, but you can leave. And Hayden, you're back in your body. Your body surged forward in a wake. And you fall, just on the ground, flat on your ass. Because you were suspended in air. Everyone sees Hayden fall. People can catch him if they want. What happens?
Don't try to sweep me off my feet.
Mm-hmm. You have the map. It is the second star of Orion's belt is until morning.
Hayden's gonna look at Michael.
Michael's asleep. Still. Sweating profusely. You get a feeling it was just Michael didn't want you to see that at that point.
Wake him up.
Do you wake him up?
I tried.
He reaches before he even wakes up and grabs your hand and goes, John.
It's all right, Michael.
And his eyes open and he sees Hayden. Did you get it?
Yep. Hayden's kind of going to lightly squeeze his hand. I got it. I got it.
And even Theodore is sitting to the side solemnly, not speaking, not smug. Because despite his lack in capability of empathy, he at least understands the concept of sympathy. Fiyero and Anna, what do you do?
Fiyero is supporting Hayden, Michael, but he does kind of quietly as he's kind of helping Hayden get comfortable. However Hayden wants to be positioned, and however close to Michael he wants to be positioned. But he'll very quietly whisper, John. Who's John?
No one. No one important to you.
Nobody's important. Somebody. To Michael, to you. Is he somebody we can help?
I made a promise. And I plan on keeping it.
All right.
Want some hot chocolate, Michael?
Can I have some vodka in it?
Damn right it can. And a dog. Let's get a dog.
The hellhound.
Chester.
Yeah, Chester comes and puts his head on Michael's lap. Anna, what about you? What are you doing?
Anna sits next to Theodore.
Mm-hmm.
He's been through a lot.
He's not gonna make a pan. We'll need someone else.
What's needed?
Someone strong. Someone who's been in contact with the Fae. Someone who's probably is even Fae. Someone young. We'll figure it out. We have time. I think with that, it's a good place to just call it.
Oh, jeez.
It's a little intense. I'm a little intense. I need to owe myself. Which, by the way, thank you everyone for using safety tools in our Zoom chat. Y'all didn't see them. I saw them. Very specifically, Celeste, thank you for checking up on all of us. God always appreciate it.
That was heavy. That was heavy.
Whew. Let's get to our questions. While we're doing that, all right. End of session. Did we conclude the current mystery? Nope. We're just getting it started.
Oh yeah.
Did we save someone from uncertain death or worse? Nope, not this time around. Did we learn something new and important about the world?
Gee, yes. I wonder.
Everyone can mark that one. Everyone can mark that one. And did you learn something new and important about one of the hunters?
Oh, yeah.
Hayden, you learned something new about yourself today. So
Everybody gets that for free.
I'm marking it.
Yeah, you learned something about yourself today. I'm gonna let all of y'all mark 2. I think without much contest, I'll let y'all mark 2 with some of those questions. Yeah, y'all learned some new things today. But yeah, thank you everyone for coming and showing up. I am glad to be back in the seat and running this game because I didn't know what I was gonna do, but that's what I did today. So I just wait until you actually get to Neverland.
Well, you did it.
I did it. But yeah, so rest of the week, y'all. I got more stuff going on this week. Make sure you tune in on Fridays, where we play some more Powered by the Apocalypse goodness with the Avatar Legends game ran by my friend Arnica, where my character poopins, so it's a lot less serious than this one, except we're dealing with literal genocide, so that's pretty serious. But yeah, that is a thing that's happening. And then on Sundays, you can catch me this Sunday over at Nat One Heroes. That's spelled with the letter ONE, Nat One Heroes, where we play some Rime of the Frost Maiden, or as we like to call it, the Polar Polycule, because everyone there is in a relationship with each other, and it's great. I play my half-goblin barbarian of Malar. He is what is it called? The religious barbarian, where you're like part god.
Zealous.
The zealous. You just can't fucking die. That is, which is the most annoying thing for a DM. It's like, what do you mean I can't kill you? But
you
for me,
overzealous, light flickering mother.
For me, when I have a character that I can't kill, it's because they're part angel. That's why. And I just bring them into my world's lore. It's not an issue. But yeah, that's me. And be sure to come and join us on Discord. I don't know what we're doing over the spring that's new, but there could be some new games this spring that I will eventually be advertising for, hopefully coming in December and finding players for the spring season. Got a couple things in the works. I definitely will be wanting guest players for my Animorphs game. I need Andalites, I need Chi, I need auxiliary Animorphs, I need controllers that are part of the resistance. I am looking to go deep, because if you think this is deep, just wait until I'm traumatizing children. But that's me. Everyone else, where can we find you on the internet? What are you doing? Starting with Kat. What's the dealio?
Oh, the dealio. I'm Kat, at Cleric of Cord. I lurk in pretty much everybody's Discords. Twitter's a dumpster fire, but that's pretty much all you're going to see from me are retweets and games that I'm going to be in, which means tomorrow at 11:30 Pacific and 2:30 Eastern, which is 7:30 UK time, because I'm the token Yank and they're all in the UK or Central Eastern. Central European time. We're playing some Shadowrun 6e. We've been together for over 2 years. We're coming up towards the end of our second arc. And if you enjoy watching players be emotionally traumatized like they were tonight, this is your kind of game, because I keep handing my GM knives and he keeps using them against me. It's a lot of fun. I wear waterproof eyeliner and mascara for a reason, and I always have tissues. #day drinking. So
Fair.
That is over on Lawful Good Media's channel. I will retweet when we go live. If you like some cyberpunk dystopian corporate bullshit, come join us. It's London 2081.
Cool. Celeste.
Hi, I'm Celeste PLS with way too many underscores on Twitter. I'm Celeste Shepherd here on Twitch. I do a whole lot of streaming of my own, but you can catch me on other folks' channels. My good friend Jim, Other Doc, has started up a long-running multi-arc Don't Rest Your Head campaign. And I may or may not be involved with that in some capacity. I'm not going to spill the beans too soon on precisely when and how I'm going to be involved with that, but I'm there. That's gotten started up over on his channel. If you want to catch the VODs of the session 0 and I believe the first session, you should head on over there and have a look at those, because this is going to be a good time, y'all. Don't rest your head. I've dipped my toes in once, and I want more, and I'm so glad I'm going to be getting more. Pope is involved, spoiler alert. So if you guys are a fan of Pope, and you guys are a fan of horror, and you guys are a fan of Pope doing Don't Rest Your Head, oh, I can't wait. So yeah, it's going to be a good time. Other than that, I don't really have a whole lot of streamy things going on except for right here. I do have some things that I'm going to be announcing probably sometime in January. It might be closer to February now that I think about it, but keep an eye on my Twitter. I will always be announcing things that I'm involved with there. And who knows, I might pick up a one shot here or there. I'm also looking to maybe dip my toes into a little bit more long-term ST stuff. I'm looking for places to do that. So if you know anybody who's got any openings, I might be showing up in other places soon. But anything can happen. I don't know.
Someone's
Okay,
really good at running Persona. I'm just saying. Like,
alrighty. But yeah, keep it on my spaces, and I will always be excited about them because that's just my brand.
Dope.
I can't believe you are possessed by capitalism.
Yeah, no, nope.
Most of us are, unfortunately. And last but not least, Hell.
Hi. So now that elections are over and I'm going to get to go see Wakanda Midnight tomorrow, my Twitter is going to be full of my garbage because Twitter might be a dumpster fire, but I am a raccoon. And if you want to hear my raccoon speech, I will be at my Twitter at El Esperanto, and lurking sometimes occasionally on Twitch and Val's chat. Who knows, you might see a magical Hayden. But other than that, it's going to be pretty quiet for me for this holiday season. So, with that being said.
Okay. All right. And with that, friends, we are going to go ahead and raid our friends over at Lost Caravan RPG. They're playing some, what are they playing right now? Lost Kingdom, the Icon RPG adventure. So sounds like a good plan to me. But yeah, we're going to go say hello over to them. We're going to go decompress and take care of ourselves. So please take care of yourself. But yeah, we'll see you on Friday. Bye. That is the wrong. I need to go to the splash. There we go. All right.